Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are starting our next unit, which is all about geometry. You're going to be able to identify today by the end of class what a point is, line, segment, ray, and an angle. So we're going to do 5 vocab words. If you're at home, you can download the sheet into Notability, and you can fill them in the definitions as we go. Or if you want to print it out or write it out, what I did is we're going to make a foldable. So I took a piece of construction paper and I folded it in half horizontally. I'm going to put my name on the back of it so everyone knows it's Mrs. Andrews. And we will fill this up and we're going to use it over the next week or two to help us study the vocabulary. Also remember that there's a Quizlet that says like Geometry Andrews or Andrews Geometry for you to start studying these vocab words. A lot of the precise words will help you to better understand the unit. So make sure you download that Quizlet. So what I want you to do first is I used something that's like about 2 inches, 2 inches wide, but I just had a huge piece of paper. You're going to make 10 tally marks, 10, because we have 11 words. So I tried to space them out because we're going to put like 1 word, 2 word, 3 words, and 4 words. So what I did was I took my highlighter and I just took the cap and I measured 10 tally marks throughout, evenly spaced, divided up. Now that I have that, I'm going to cut just one side of my paper to kind of give a flap. I called it a foldable. So I just cut that one side. So now I have a flap, okay? And I'm going to do that all 10 times, and it's going to actually give me 11 flaps. So why don't you go ahead and try that first step for me? Okay, so what you should have right now, friends, is you have your name on the back. We didn't cut that part. And then you should have 11 of these little strips. Again, if you're doing this note catcher on Notability, then you're going to skip all this and just go to the part where you're filling in the pictures. Now what we're going to do is you should have these strips in your classroom, or again, they're online, depending on what you're using. And if you're at home and you don't want to print them out, you can write it. Our first one we're going to do is point. So you can cut it and use glue and put it on the outside of your foldable, or you can just simply write it. It's completely up to you. If you're someone that doesn't have nice, neat handwriting, guess what? I wouldn't suggest writing it for you. We're going to then use the definition, and the definition goes on the inside. It's right next to the word point. So a point is a specific position or end point. So my first step, cut points, and I'm going to put it at the top of my foldable, and I'm going to glue it here. Okay, that's my first step.